All right. Welcome, everybody. So we're going to explore some of the kind of like lesser known parts of our planet.
Yeah. Earth's a pretty complex system. I think sometimes maybe we forget that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There's so much going on this planet.
It really is. Like, I always use this analogy. It's like your phone, right?
Okay.
You've got all these cool features and apps and things that you use, but there's a whole bunch of stuff running in the background that you don't even realize is happening.
Yeah, all the software and the hardware working together.
Exactly. And Earth's kind of like that.
Yeah, you got it.
There are these systems that are working behind the scenes, to make life on Earth possible.
It's true. And you know what? Scientists, they call these systems minor spheres.
Minor spheres. I like that. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
I think we should start with the cryosphere. When you hear cryosphere, you probably think ice.
Right. Everyone thinks ice.
Right. And ice is a big part of it.
Yes, it is.
But it's way more than just ice. We're talking about glaciers, ice sheets, sea ice. Like, it's this whole frozen world that plays a huge role in shaping our planet.
It really does. And one of the things that, maybe people don't realize about the cryosphere is how much it influences our climate.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And sea levels, right?
Exactly. So think about it. When glaciers melt, where does that water go?
Into the ocean.
Straight into the ocean. And all that extra water causes sea levels to rise.
Yeah, and that can have some pretty dramatic effects. We're talking about coastal cities facing floods, entire island nations might even disappear, and ocean currents can change, which messes with weather patterns all over the world.
Yeah, it's a cascade of effects. It's not just the ice melting, it's everything that happens after that.
It's true. It's true. And here's another thing about the cryosphere that's really, really important. It acts like this giant mirror.
Oh, a mirror. That's a good way to put it.
Right. It reflects sunlight back into space, which helps to keep our planet from getting too hot.
Yeah, but as that ice melts, we're losing that reflective power,
Right, and that means more warming, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of a vicious cycle. We get warmer, the ice melts more, we lose more reflective power, and it gets even warmer.
That's a lot to think about. Okay, so let's move on to something a little more, I don't know, solid.
Okay, I'm with you. Let's ground ourselves a bit.
Right. Let's talk about the lithosphere.
The lithosphere. Solid ground, literally.
Yeah, it's the ground beneath our feet, the rocks, the mountains, the whole.
And a lot of people might think, okay, solid ground, that means it doesn't move, right? It's just static. It's always going to be there.
Well, not quite. I mean, yeah, it's solid, but it's also constantly shifting and moving.
Yeah, that's where the excitement comes in.
Right. This is where we get earthquakes, volcanoes, mountains being formed.
And those dramatic events, right?
Yeah.
The things that make geology so fascinating.
Exactly, yeah. And this movement, it's all because of these giant plates, right? Tectonic plates that are kind of like puzzle pieces making up the Earth's crust.
Yep. And they're constantly bumping into each other, pulling apart, grinding past each other. That's what creates all that action.
Yeah, and it's happening over millions of years. So slow, but so powerful.
And don't forget about the soil. That comes from the lithosphere, too.
Oh, that's right, the soil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to forget that, the soil is made from rocks, right? Yeah. It's broken down over time by wind and water and all those things.
It's a process called weathering.
Weathering, right.
And it's really important because soil is essential for life.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, think about it. Plants need soil to grow, and we need plants for food, for oxygen, for everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And soil isn't just about, food. It also helps to filter our water, regulate the climate, and so much more.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing when you think about it. This thin layer of soil is doing all this work for us.
Okay, so we've talked about ice, we've talked about rocks, but what about that thin layer? We can't forget that, right?
Right, that's the pedosphere.
The pedosphere, yeah.
Kind of like the skin of the Earth.
The skin, I like that. And it's where everything kind of comes together, right? You got the rocks from the lithosphere, the water from the hydrosphere, the air from the atmosphere, and all those living things, the plants, the animals, the microorganisms, they're all mixed in there.
It's like a giant mixing bowl where life happens.
Yeah, and the pedosphere is so important for growing our food, for recycling nutrients, and even for storing carbon, which is super important for fighting climate change.
Yeah, it's like a natural carbon sink.
But it's fragile, right?
Very fragile. Yeah, we're losing a lot of soil due to things like deforestation and pollution.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, so we've covered some of the more, I don't know, tangible spheres, right? But let's get a little more, I don't know, invisible.
All right, let's get invisible.
Right. Let's talk about the magnetosphere. So imagine this.
Okay, I'm imagining.
A giant invisible bubble surrounding our planet.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
It's like Earth's personal force field.
A force field. I like that. Protecting us from what?
Protecting us from all this harmful radiation that's constantly bombarding us from the sun. So, like, without the magnetosphere, our atmosphere would just get stripped away.
Yeah.
And life as we know it would be impossible.
Wow, so we really need that magnetosphere.
Yeah, it's essential.
And you know what else is cool about the magnetosphere?
What's that?
It's responsible for the auroras, the northern lights.
Oh, the northern lights, yeah.
Yeah, have you ever seen them?
I've seen pictures.
Oh, they're incredible. They're these like shimmering curtains of light, green, red, blue.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
And they happen because charged particles from the sun are interacting with the magnetosphere and our atmosphere.
Really? It's all connected.
It is. It's all connected.
Okay, so we've talked about ice, rocks, soil, this invisible shield, but what about us?
Oh, yeah. We got to talk about us.
Right. What about humans and our impact on the planet? That's the Anthroposphere.
The Anthroposphere, yeah. The human sphere.
Right. And it's a mixed bag, right?
It is. It is.
On the one hand, we've accomplished some pretty incredible things. I mean, we've sent people to the moon. We've developed all this amazing technology.
Yeah, we've cured diseases. We've built amazing structures.
Right. But on the other hand, we've also created some serious problems like pollution, climate change, habitat destruction.
Yeah, we've definitely left our mark on the planet.
We have. And I think it's important to remember that the Anthroposphere isn't separate from all these other spheres we've been talking about.
Oh, absolutely not.
Right. Like everything we do, how we produce our food, how we travel, the energy we use, it all has like these ripple effects throughout the entire Earth system.
It's like a web, you know? Everything is connected.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of interconnectedness, there's one more sphere I want to talk about.
Okay, let's hear it.
And it might be the most intriguing one of all.
Yeah.
This is the Noosphere. So think of it like this. The realm of human thought, ideas, innovation.
The realm of ideas. That's interesting.
Right. So it's where like all our knowledge is, all our creativity, our ability to solve problems, to imagine a better future. It's kind of like the collective consciousness of humanity.
So the Noosphere is constantly evolving, right? As we learn more, as we develop new technologies, the Noosphere expands.
Yeah, and it's where we can find solutions to the challenges we face.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, how do we address climate change? How do we create a more sustainable future? Those answers, they're going to come from the Noosphere.
That's where you all come in.
Our future scientists and engineers and artists.
Right. You guys are going to be shaping the Noosphere. The more you learn about these interconnected systems, the more you understand how our planet works, the better equipped you'll be to come up with solutions and create a better future for everyone.
Yeah. And you know what? I think it all starts with curiosity. Just being curious about the world around you.
Yeah. Asking questions, exploring, never stop learning.
Exactly. That's what fuels the Noosphere.
All right. So there you have it. A whirlwind tour of some of Earth's hidden helpers.
Our minor spheres doing all the hard work behind the scenes.
Yeah, they're all connected, working together to make life on Earth possible.
And remember, it's all connected to us too.
Yeah.
We're part of this system and our actions have an impact.
So keep learning, keep exploring, and keep those questions coming.
Yeah. The future of our planet depends on it.
Thanks for listening, everybody.